Hey everybody, good morning. Good afternoon. This is the show called Box Seats, where we talk about sports with comedians. It's Tuesday. It's the day after Labor Day. Let's get ready to jump into it. Find out how everybody's Labor Day weekend was. First, bring up my man T Talent. What's up, man? How you doing, sir?
Brother, first of all, Stone Cold Blast, hell of a weekend. Got a lot done. And because Labor Day was yesterday, got to chill out for my labors.
Oh, wow.
Got to actually take the day. I got one phone call, somebody trying to get me to work. I had to curse that brother out. Man, you crazy? The whole point of the day.
Yeah, to chill out. My man
He
Fig
said,
is
yeah,
also in the building too. Fig, how was your Labor Day weekend, bro?
Oh man, it was absolutely lovely, man. Had a 3-day family reunion. It was absolutely amazing, man. And then yesterday, like telling, I stayed home and did absolutely nothing. I binge watched some old Game of Thrones. Yo, that show is bananas.
One of my favorite, if not my favorite show to watch of all time. Love Game of Thrones. Love Game of Thrones. All right, so we're gonna jump into this because it's just us. So I'm gonna see if my man Amir is gonna join the show. So let's get ready to jump into it. My man Talent. I saw something this morning about LeBron James and Drake. They're getting sued because they're involved in the production of an upcoming documentary titled Black Ice. It premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, and LeBron and Drake are producers, and they are being sued by Billy Hunter, who's the former head of the NBA Players Association,
I remember Billy Hunter.
for $10 million. Somebody wants to sue LeBron and Drake because they're involved in this. They're trying to get money off, especially NBA former player union rep. What's your thoughts on you hearing when somebody is trying to sue LeBron and Drake? When all they're trying to do is get this film out about colored hockey, the Colored Hockey League, which I didn't even know existed, which is the reason why I was like, I didn't even know there was a Colored Hockey League. So this is news to me. But lawsuit, you know what I mean?
Hey,
so, what's your take?
BMG. Beware of the money grab. Anywhere there's a dollar to be made, whoever's making it, beware of the money grab. Dot your I's, cross your T's. Make sure nobody got a leg to stand on with whatever their rebuttal or argument is when they go to sue you and all that. But this is a trend right now. The trend right now is the money grab. BMG, beware of the money grab, because that's how it's going to be. I used to think about that all the time. Like what was I just watching? I was just the N1 mixtape documentary, right, on Untold.
Yeah, I watched that.
And at the end of it, you had people walked away with kind of mixed reviews. All the ball players, you got half of them was like, "Oh, they exploited us. We didn't get enough. Look at all the things they had. Blah blah blah. We wasn't cutting on this. No stock options." And then you had a couple realists from the hood that was like, "Yo, I don't know if I should be mad because I would have never got to see these places on my own. I would have never went to London and went to Spain and went to Australia and go and shit." Some of them was like, I wouldn't even went to Charlotte and Atlanta because I was a hood dude. I stayed in my hood. I never played outside of one playground. So it's a different way. People are always going to take stuff. Some of us creators, see, I come from the creative end, and sometimes you think you're doing a good thing. You think I'm going to put this out here. I'm going to shine light on them. Frank and Fig going to get this, that, and the third. But Fig might look at it like, nah, I'm suing you.
Yeah, but about that documentary, I'll just say this, and then I'm gonna ask Fig, if they didn't force you to sign nothing, you know what I mean? Like, they put the paper in front of you. They told, this is what we're gonna pay you for. If you sign it, you can't get mad. You sign what they, that's the way I looked at it, man. I saw the N1 documentary. I thought it was pretty good too. So, actually, I thought it was excellent, to be honest with you. Fig, what's your take on this, bro?
I'm just disappointed in the name. I think they should have called it Ninjas on Ice.
Hilarious. Ninjas on Ice.
You know the word that I'm substituting ninjas for.
Absolutely.
Listen, I mean, black people playing hockey. This is news to me. I've never, ever, ever heard of a black hockey league. The baseball, Negro League and stuff like that. We heard about all of that. But I never knew that that black people was that interested in hockey that they would create their own league. I never really, to tell you the truth, never even heard about too many black hockey players in the majors until not too long ago. So I give kudos to both of those guys for bringing an education to probably a lot of people that's just like myself who had no idea that this league actually even existed. Man, it's amazing what social media has done for us. It's given us a wealth of information and education about things that, like Talon said, people never would have had an opportunity to go out of town and stuff like that. But the social media and the internet has given us access to information that we just would not have been privy to. I wouldn't know anything about it.
But let me tell you this to keep in mind too. I'm not shocked at anything when it comes up black, because we know for a fact that the culture vultures took a lot of stuff and ran with it, from music to film to act, everything, athletics. So everything that you see white, believe there's a black component, you know, somewhere. It might not be as big, it might not be as notable. Like my printer guy who does my t-shirts, this guy was like, oh, I got to talk to you Tuesday. I'm down at the Black Rodeo. I said, Black Rodeo? It's a black rodeo.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that either. See?
Who knew?
Hey, T, you know what? You remember how many times we've been down to, oh, God, what is it? The Lindenwood in Brooklyn.
Yes.
Perform at the Lindenwood. Right down the block, there's a black, like, little rodeo thing, man. Believe it or not, in the middle of the city, there's like a whole like horse thing where kids could go, and it's all black. It's like the black cowboy league or coalition or something like that, man. It's some things. I even saw a movie about something like that too, but that's another.
That might be what Tyler's talking about that dude was talking about. Like, that's where I'm taking everybody to, that right down the street, down in New York.
Right down the street.
Yeah, right down the street. All right, let's keep it moving. The Uvalde High School Coyotes are going to have brand new uniforms and equipment this season, thanks to the Houston Texans and thanks to the Houston Texans' new coach, Lovie Smith, and of course Christian Kirksey and Camus Grugier Hill, because they surprised the team with their first home football game with new uniforms since the gunman shot and killed 19 students and 2 teachers on May 24th at Robb Elementary School, which is 2.4 miles away from the high school. So again, it's great that that somebody's stepping up again for Uvalde. You know what I mean? Because we saw a lot of things happen at Uvalde. You know, this is a great thing, and it's also great that Lovie Smith stepped forward, you know, black head coach. I love to see that, man. What's your take on this, T?
I think it's awesome. It's beautiful. I mean, we need to do more, man. It's so many of us, not just individual wise, but corporate wise, corporations and entities and associations. It's so much that can come together. You'd be surprised and help out with things like this. I mean, whether it's a natural disaster, whether it's the mass shooters going into school, killing kids, we have more than enough things and people with the means to take care of the ones who get hurt inadvertently, then you know. So every now and then we're hanging on this one thing at a time. I think it's a beautiful thing. We need more of it.
Yeah, I think so too. I like to see when people step up. But Fig, because you're the comedian X guy and everything else, is it something should we pay attention to this because it's not getting national news? Is it not getting national news because Houston, Texas doing it because, you know, they're a lousy team? Is it not getting national news because it's Uvalde and people are tired of talking about it? Or is it not national news because it's a black head coach? What's your take on this, bro?
Man, it could be so many different things married all into one. You know, the Texans, they have their penance to pay, man. You know, behind the whole Deshaun Watson thing and whatever, and then you know they got this shooting, and it's you know we headed into that political season, you know, and people don't want to draw negativity to you know the stuff that's happened on their watch, you know what I mean, and then you have the black coach that is coming out and doing something philanthropic, and you know we to be honest with you, man, we as a people, we never really get the most positive press in the world. Now, had that been a black shooter, we'd still be talking about it. Had the mass shooter been a person of color, then we'd still be hearing about it.
Yeah,
you know. But the fact that somebody is doing something after the fact in a positive light happens to be a black man, then you're probably not going to hear so much about it because unfortunately, the powers that be don't want to push that narrative.
Right. Let me take a quick shout out to the people in there watching the show. It looks like Drusilla's in the building, Trina's in the building. I can't see some of the names because they blocked out on my end because I'm on the inside. All it says to me is a Facebook user. So all the people who are sitting there watching the show and commenting and everything else, thank you for watching the show. I appreciate your support. Philadelphia 76ers guard Furkan Korkmaz, who I never even heard of. I didn't even know this dude even played on the 76ers. He was attacked by both members of the Georgian national team and the Georgian national police after he was ejected from the Turkey's game against Georgia at the Eurobasket tournament on Sunday. He was thrown out of the game. He picked up 2 technical fouls and got attacked. So and kind of got injured too. Like they're trying to find out the depth of his injury, man. My thing is this: should the NBA players play over? Like this is the 5th injury that's happened overseas since this whole thing. People are playing for the World Cup. My question to you, Ed, is: should these NBA players even be playing overseas over this? Because they make a lot of money for the NBA. What's your thoughts, Steve?
Well, clearly, if they're playing, then they're making something over there too. But you should be able to play where you want, but you just got to know all the rules. Clearly, he didn't read the rule book that an ass whooping came with the tech. If you can adjust some of these countries got little parentheses, little bylaws under there. Second tech ejection from game and venue, and you read a little small print, ass whooping on the way out. You didn't read that. I tell people all the time, you got to read the fine print. That's why people get stuck in these automobile loans forever. Yeah, and now they pay a $900 car note because you didn't read the fine print. And you had 3 co-signers. But this dude should have read where you get your ass kicked on the way out. I think, Frank, to be honest with you, they should be able, I understand both sides of this. They should be able to play wherever they want, as long as it's in the contract guidelines. However, if I'm sitting up there and I'm the guy paying you buku millions of dollars to help my franchise get through the playoffs to the chip, I'm not going to feel that way.
Interesting take. Okay. What's your take on this, Fig? Because, again, you got another NBA player who played overseas who got attacked and might have got really seriously injured. We're trying to find out more details today. Are you for it or you agree with what T's saying?
Hey, man, you got to read the fine print like Talon said. There was a beatdown clause that he he obviously missed. And this ain't Georgia. This ain't the Georgia that This ain't the Georgia where you got Atlanta and all them places like that. This is another country, and he playing in. And I've said it on previous shows, man. They got load management for these guys trying to rest and be in great shape to make it through the playoffs and stuff like that. But yet, the same people that load manage, they're gonna play during the off season. And if you get injured in the off season, you hurt my franchise. And I'm paying you millions of dollars to play in the NBA. I really want you to take the best care of yourself that you possibly can and avoid injury at all costs, especially if I have to pay you if you get injured. There needs to be something in that, man. I mean, you can't tell people what to do in their off time, but if what you do in your off time affects my bottom line, then I gotta have some kind of say so in that.
Yeah, I think so too. At the end of the day, these guys make so much money. I think. Listen, I would, if I was the NBA commissioner, I wouldn't even allow people to play overseas. To be honest with you, I wouldn't do that. But
right,
go ahead.
Oh no, one thing that I would say, I do understand it for the WNBA players because they don't make very much money.
Right.
And they're basically subsidizing their salary by going to play other places during their off season. But these NBA players, man, making multi-million-dollar contracts and stuff like that, man, I don't see it.
Yeah, because LeBron James himself made more money by himself this past season than the entire WNBA salary, the entire roster, all those girls playing. All right, so NFL season's kicking off, T. We're going to go through some of these NFL games, man. I'm really kind of anxious, for Thursday night to kick off. I can't wait to see it. But there's been some things that's been happening. Like, for example, Pittsburgh Steelers officially this morning named Mitch Trubisky as their starting QB. They kick off the season against the Bengals. what's your take on Mitch Trubisky being named the starter over the rookie who they drafted, Kenny Pickett? What's your take on this team?
Well, Frank, you knew with that last name he was going to get the job. That's a starting quarterback named Trubisky. Yeah, he can't work nowhere else. So you knew he was going to get that starting job. I like the fact. What I do like this. See, that goes to good coaching. When you wait all the way to the 9th inning to do that, like a regular coach would have been did that weeks, if not months ago. Oh, we're going with him. A real coach make you grind it out up until the last minute, make you not sleep at night, bite your nail, well, pray, damn it, take your ass to church, pray, I hope I get the job, and wait to the very last minute with just enough days to go, you're going to start. Just enough days, Frank, so he got 4 or 5 days. Now he's going to sleep better. But I had to keep you on pins and needles on your toes and on your A game, and to the last minute. That was strategic as coaching. I think it's dope. I always thought he was going to be the guy started for them, so it's no surprise on mine.
Okay, all right. But Fig, on the flip side of that, Kenny Pickett, who's the guy who they drafted, everybody's been saying this dude is the next Dan Marino. I've literally heard his name thrown around like that like several times. Pittsburgh is supposed to be one of your teams that you're going for. Are you happy with Kenny Pickett not being named starter and Mitch Trubisky being named starter?
I mean, look, it's okay. Like I said, I really believe that, Trubisky is going to play the first couple of games, maybe somewhere 2 to 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
And, if he's not doing well, it's all about Pritchard. And the thing is that I trust Mike Tomlin. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mike Tomlin, like we always lament, he's never had a losing season since he's been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I trust his judgment, you know what I mean, as far as putting Trubisky in there to start, for the very first game or whatever, and let this guy, sit and get a look. Because you're never going to be able to duplicate the NFL game time speed by practice and what you did in college. You're never going to be able to duplicate that. So let him get to see it from the sideline. Let him get to see it firsthand. Let him get a better grasp of the playbook and whatever before, you have to start the NFL season. Then somewhere along the line, I do believe the Pritchard will be in there.
Looks like the Raiders, everybody's been looking forward to. The Raiders are set to play the Chargers. The Raiders had a lot of turnover this season. Got my man Josh McDaniel in there as head coach. But the Chargers they've made a lot of changes on the other side of the ball too. And I heard this morning by 3 different people, they supposedly have the best roster in NFL besides the Philadelphia Eagles right now on paper. But on paper, you the dude who bets a lot. And on paper, these two, they both made a lot of changes. On paper,
right.
What you looking at the Raiders versus the Chargers? Are you thinking the Raiders gonna pull this out game 1, or you think the Chargers gonna pull this out game 1?
I think the Chargers can beat them game 1. I think the Raiders. Don't get me wrong. It's not so much a personnel thing as it is getting to play together. I think the Raiders will cut on about maybe like third weekend, 4th weekend. The Raiders will be considered on the cylinders that they're going to play on the rest of the season. I don't think they're going to jump out the gate with nothing heroic. I think it's going to be a nice game. We're looking at 27-21 type win. I think, but I got the Chargers, man, that's just ready to play. You know what I mean? The way you look at the ending of the last season and coming into preseason, I'm going to go with the Chargers first game.
Okay, you got the Chargers. Fig, you got the Chargers or the Raiders, because they both made a lot of changes. Who you got, and what's the craziness about it to you?
Man, that kid over there on the Chargers, man, seems like he gonna be the next dude, man. I mean, just because of the quarterback. If I had to pick a team that I don't know very much about on either side of the ball that can make a difference, I go immediately to who's the quarterback, because it's the most important player on either side. So I'm looking at the quarterback, and if I got to pick the quarterback from the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chargers, I'm going with the Chargers because of the quarterback play. This kid, I believe he got sacked maybe 6 times in an NFL game last year, and they still came back and won.
Yeah,
that just shows another level to me, man. So I would go with the Chargers on that one.
All right. Okay. T. The Rams and the Bills are set to kick off the entire NFL season on Thursday night. I'm looking forward to this game myself because the
Yeah.
Rams, we all know the Rams won the Super Bowl last year. And people thought the Bills should have won the Super Bowl last year. But now people are saying the Bills are supposed to win the Super Bowl this year. You know what I mean? Is this the year of
They're
the
number
Bills?
one.
Yeah. Is this the year the Bills going to finally do it? And are they going to beat the Rams this opening? How, you bet too. Who you taking? Because I know you bet.
See, the human in me love to root Bills. Hope they win it. They should have won last year. I do believe that. The rules come out, but the better in me will not be as the human. The human is go Bills. You know what I mean? But the better is, I think now they're jinxing them because the top three teams they pick most likely to win the Super Bowl is the Bills, Tampa Bay, and I think the Rams are third to repeat. But that's jinxing to me. So now that you saying it, the powers that be, now my pocket falls back.
Your pocket always fall back though. Come on, your pocket always fall back. Your pocket always go. You know what? You be doing this.
My pocket. I heard that this morning. I said, they messing with my pocket now. I don't like that. See, whenever the powers, we always talk about conspiracy and game being controlled to a certain extent. And when the powers that be talk a certain way, I tend to go the other way because that's the trickery. That it's by no accident people are talking and wave a certain way and create a narrative. This all goes back to Vegas. So all of us that watch and gamble, we're listening to all those things. I know dudes that gamble. I don't go as deep as dudes I know. I know dudes that check the weather. They check the humidity. Where they playing over there? Check the humidity. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I know home court's a difference, but I'm not checking whether it's drizzling or not, Frank. I'm not that kind of bet.
That's because you don't bet that much, T. That's the problem. If you bet,
I bet a lot. Trust me. I've been there.
If you bet 100 G's, you check the weather. You check to see if the toilets is working.
I don't think I would. I'm not that, because here's the thing. I look at it like this. When people say weather, first thing I look at is these are all professional grown-ass men teams. They all have experience of playing in a little bit of everything. That's just how it is. Yeah, you might be in Florida and got more warm home games than Indianapolis, but you both are equipped and experienced of playing in both fields. So I can't do it.
All right. I ain't gonna lie. If I was betting 100 G's, I'd be checking.
You're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, probably. But then I'd be driving myself crazy because I had 100 G's on the line.
You're gonna be crazy and broke.
Hey, listen. If I'm betting $100, I'm paying attention to everything. Yeah. That's why I just looked at the game with the Bills playing in LA. Man, they playing in LA. Let me tell you something. Weather does something different to your body. If you're used to a cold climate and then you go to a place where it's really hot, your body is going to react different. You put on them pads, that helmet, guys going in full speed, man. You're going to need a lot of Gatorade and a lot of oxygen on the sideline. I'm paying attention to that, man. I like the Bills and I like the Raiders. This one, as far as I'm concerned, because the Bills have to go to LA, I'm calling this a pick 'em, man, because I'm not sure what the weather's going to be in LA.
You mean the Rams?
The Rams, right.
To make you two light-skinned brothers feel a little better, it's 70 degrees over here today and rain.
Well,
man, but still, if you use the Buffalo, it ain't 70 degrees in Buffalo.
I'm just giving you my temperature since you guys are so into the damn weather.
I'm just saying, the Patriots. I'm like this. The Patriots always lose when they go down to Miami. They always lose because the weather changed. They're not used to the weather, humidity. Like they lost the last 4 games against. Actually, they probably lost the last 5, even when Tom Brady was playing when they opened up the season in Miami.
Yeah, that heat is a monster, man. That Miami Heat. We don't be running up and down on the grass field and stuff like that, and they not playing indoors.
I thought this was a show. I thought this was a show we keep it real. You know, damn well them losses ain't got nothing to do with the humidity. It's a strip club called Onyx. What the hell is wrong with that? Every time we go to Miami, we keep losing because of the humidity. No, Negro, it ain't the humidity.
Well, it is the heat. It just ain't that kind of heat.
You can't roll out of the G string. Put money in the G string to cleats.
Hey, talent. It ain't the climate and the humidity. It's both of them put together. It's called the chlamydia.
Y'all not right. Not right. All right, so
it's chlamydia. That's what it is.
So Detroit is playing Philly. Detroit is playing Philly this week. Coach Dan Campbell, of the Detroit Lions, still has not decided who's going to call the plays, whether he got an offensive play caller, offense coordinator call plays, or if he's going to. And my thing is, Detroit only won 3 games last year. Y'all should have figured that out, before the preseason even started. But, it's Detroit playing Philly. Philadelphia Eagles, though, literally have one of the second best roster in the NFL, according to experts. And they're saying it's going to be a blowout. What you think is going to happen against Philly versus Detroit, T?
I'm trying to figure out there's no surprise here, Frank. It's Detroit. They got the offense coordinator coming from the casino. Fishbones. He used to work at Fish. He's the manager at Fishbones Restaurant downtown, across from the casino, Greektown. Shout out to Greektown. Listen, this is not a surprise. It's Detroit, and Detroit has shown us over the past few decades that they just care enough to be in the league. They don't really care enough to try to. They're not at the draft trying to outdraft you. They're not spending extra money bringing in these big time Pro Bowlers like most teams do. This guy here will grab Odell Beckham. This guy will grab a quarterback if he can. That's not Detroit. It hasn't been their style since we've been watching football. Detroit style is, if we get lucky enough to get a dope player, we'll just run him in the ground and let him rack up his numbers, and be unprotected, Barry Sanders, and that's it. And we'll sell a few Ford cars.
Well, Detroit is on Hard Knocks, HBO's Hard Knocks. They got a lot of people rooting for them, man. I've seen a lot of things behind the scenes. I'm like, okay, I see how they doing in Detroit. But at the same time, Fig, it's still Detroit. Oh, and shout out to my man Tony Roberts, who called me last night, because he said, man, I was trying to comment when y'all talked about Detroit last time. So if he's watching now, okay, well, we still trying to show the Detroit Lions some kind of love.
Same thing go to his stinking ass. Same thing.
Fig, what you got to take with that?
Hey, man, it's Detroit. Detroit is the New York Knicks of the NFL. They're a one-star team. The Knicks have never put 2 stars on the same team at the same time, man. It's always 1 star and some role players. And that's why neither one of these teams have won a championship since anybody over 40 has ever seen, or under 40 has ever seen. It's ridiculous. It's Detroit. And the fact that they took it about the Philadelphia Eagles got the second best roster in the NFL. I think the Eagles are going to beat this one, even though they play in Detroit, because those weathers are comparable. Detroit weather is comparable to the weather in Philadelphia. So I think it's going to be a severe arse whipping.
I think so too.
Yeah, arse. A-R-S-E.
I like how you said that. Now let's talk about your team, T. The New York Jets, man. Looks like, QB Zach Wilson returned to the field on yesterday, and got his first workout. And since he had his knee surgery last month, looks like they say he's going to be ready versus the season opener against the Ravens. I know you're going to still take the Jets. Sane people or not, they're going to still take the Ravens. But looks like QB Zach Wilson's playing. How you feeling?
Well, first of all, I got $1,000 on the line.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's first of all. We're going to kick their ass. This is all you got to know. What is a Raven, Frank?
It's a bird.
What is a jet?
It's a machine.
Plane. They hit birds. They hit them out the sky.
Okay. So
flock them. We don't care if you come in a flock. We got the gangrene back. We spent that money, baby. We spent that money. This same thing I said about Boston in the offseason with the Celtics. You spend that money, you stack that deck. We fixed them, plugged them holes in them lines. We got some special team. Our cornerbacks and safety serious right now. So Watch for this right here, this near blowout. I'm not gonna call it blowout because it's only week 1. It's gonna be a near blowout, about 9-10 points, something modest like that. But I'm looking forward to this game. I got 1,000 on the line, and I knew he was gonna come back because remember when he got injured, they said 2 to 4 weeks. This coming up on this game makes 4 weeks.
You take any more bets in that T? Because I could use $1,000.
Yes. The floor is open.
All right. I'm gonna do $10 because I'm broke, but I'm gonna do $10. I do $10. I'm gonna take the Ravens against the Jets week 1. I'm gonna do that because
why would you do that?
Money, since you're giving away money,
why would you even do that to yourself, bro? Let's go. It's a bet.
All right, $10. I got $10. You doing point spread?
No, straight up.
Okay, straight up. I like
if that's the point you would have to give me because we the underdog. But here's the thing: $10 ain't nothing to sneeze at. That's 3 White Castle burgers, a French fry, and a drink. Say less.
Most importantly, it's 2 big Pepsis.
Listen,
Fig, you're here taking money. Fig, you throw money out.
White Castle. I don't even appreciate y'all bringing that up. I think I gotta go to the bathroom right now.
I had some yesterday. It was delicious.
Big Tal's giving away money. Tal's giving away money. You think the Jets are gonna pull away?
Man, just out of respect, I'm not going to bet against the Jets just out of respect because I'm a New Yorker. But if it was anybody else, I sure would bet $100, man. Let me tell you something. Talon said, "What is a raven? It's a bird." He said, "And what is a jet? It's a plane." Well, if you talk to Sully Sullenberger, it was the bird that took down the plane and made it land on the Hudson River.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't get it.
The plane.
You don't remember the big the plane that took off in New York City
landed
on the Hudson River. The pilot, his name was Sully Sullenberger, and he landed on the Hudson River. It was because of a bird strike.
Didn't Tom Cruise play him?
I don't know.
I mean, Tom Hanks. I think Tom Hanks plays Sully.
Hanks. Yeah. It's hilarious to me, man. He said, "Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane." I'm betting on Superman. How about that?
You ain't right, Fig. You ain't right.
But listen, man. If Lamar Jackson is playing, man, listen. I ain't worried about who's on the offensive side of the Jets. I'm worried about who playing defense because if they can't keep up with that dude, they in trouble.
We got D, son. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, so T, looks like Aaron Rodgers got other issues to worry about too. His young wide receiver, who everybody's picking right now, is supposed to be the top dog. He's not going to play for game 1 either, as Green Bay's playing the Vikings. And as we were saying for a long time, Aaron Rodgers has no wide receivers, like none. So people are saying, a lot of people are picking the Vikings to take out Green Bay. And since you're the betting man, are you going to be the one to sit there and say, you know what? I think that it could be upset. I'm going to take the Vikings over Green Bay too. What you take, T?
Are you crazy?
I'm just asking what you're going to do.
Who the hell would go into a situation first week of the damn season bet against Aaron Rodgers? Are you nuts?
He has no wide receiver.
I don't care. Like, if there's anybody out there with cleats and the uniform on, he will throw that damn ball and find that end zone. That's what he does. The 2 dudes in this league that can do that is Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the 2 guys that can have mediocre receivers, but their arm strength and their maneuverability out there in that field, they're going to find the end zone, bro. And it's Minnesota. That's a rival.
Yeah, but Minnesota is not scrubs no more. I
didn't call them scrubs. That's a right. That game, more times than not, is always decided with 4 points or less. Everybody know that.
Okay. See, every bettor knows it. That's for sure. And I got to forget. I forget who I got. Everybody know that. Everybody, you hear what you said that big? Everybody know that. Like, I know that.
Hey, look, and it's going to be raining. I'm saying.
It's going to be raining. You got it's going to be partly cloudy.
You got the Vikings and you got Green Bay because the Vikings.
No, man, I got Green Bay, man. You listen. What did I say? If I don't know a lot about the teams, I know Aaron Rodgers don't have he don't have his number 1 receiver anymore because he left. But he got receivers. It ain't like ain't nobody gonna play receiver. And then he's going against Kirk Cousins. Come on, man, Kirk. I used to be with the Washington Redskins when they were called the Redskins. Now they the Commanders. Kirk Cousins ain't done nothing except be the first quarterback to get a fully guaranteed contract. That's Kirk Cousins. That's all he did. Kirk Cousins ain't never won nothing, ever. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers over Kirk Cousins all day, every day, and twice on this Sunday.
We're gonna do picks. Are we gonna do picks like we did last season? Y'all want to do picks?
Hell yeah! Look, I'm on it right now. That's what I'm doing when I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. So I want to say right now, I think that's probably the most even game of the whole first week. Right now, I think it's the most even game. Like I have no idea. I think that's gonna be a toss up. Green Bay.
What, Vikings and Green Bay?
Yeah, I think it's a toss up. I think it's a toss up because Aaron Rodgers, he didn't do a lot in the summertime with them boys. He didn't run with those boys, throw them ball to the boys. No, he has no chemistry. I think that the Vikings have a really good chance of beating. I think they really do. All right, speaking of
Kirk Cousins, all right.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins is not a scrub, man. He's not a scrub.
And you know what's crazy? Kirk Cousins has no cousins.
None.
That's crazy.
He ain't got no. He's the only child. He ain't got no aunts and uncles.
Definitely not on his football team either. So looks like the Seattle Seahawks and Pete Carroll are saying they have nothing but good stuff happening, and people should expect them to get their first win this week. I don't know. I think Pete Carroll's on the hot seat if because they traded away Russell Wilson. Yeah. I think he's on the hot seat if they don't do something. They don't get at least 10 wins. Pete Carroll guaranteed 10 wins this year. What you think, T?
I think Pete Carroll should have been gone. Pete Carroll's like he's the coach version of Roethlisberger. They held on a few years too long. His era, I agree with you. I believe he's on a hot seat, and I think that they're in a contemplating stage of building that next empire if possible. You know what I mean? And I don't think he's part of that. But yeah, he's definitely in a hot seat, and I don't see them getting a win, man. I'll be honest with you, man. As much as I like their uniforms, I have zero confidence in them.
Hold on. Like their uniforms? Do you be picking games by uniform? Like, I like his uniform.
No, but you don't look at everybody looks at the team. You got to give some uniforms props. I'm not gonna be you're not gonna be my team because of the uniform, but I'll be looking at it like, yo, come on. When they came out with the neon, everybody in the league was like, that's kind of hot.
Okay, all right.
Because we had all solid, basic club, white or the dark, but when they popped that neon on you, it was like, yo, straight Mighty Ducks move.
Yeah, that's what they look like, the Mighty Ducks. They did.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll guarantees 10 wins, man. Do you think that Seattle Seahawks end up getting themselves some 10 wins this year? How you feeling?
I don't know what Pete Carroll is talking about. I don't know where he gonna get 10 wins from. It's not playing football, right? He talking about something else.
The radio station, 10 wins.
You give us 10 minutes and we'll give you the world. Listen here, Peter.
That was a movie. I saw that movie.
Yo, that's
Listen here, Peter Carroll. You ain't getting no 10 wins in the NFL. Let me tell you something. Pete Carroll never won anything before he had Russell Wilson. Now the team that he's going to be playing on the first week in the NFL is Russell Wilson. Mm. You're not going to beat him. You're not going to beat him in Denver. Mm. You're not going to get this first one, Peter. I can tell you that. I don't know whether you're going to get 10 wins, but you ain't going to get this first one. Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos going to kick your behind all over the field. You don't have a quarterback. You didn't have an offensive line, and the Legion of Boom. All of them are in the NFL retirement home right now. They none of them are playing. So I don't know where you're gonna get 10 wins from in Seattle. Maybe if it rains and they're playing for the other team, they can't get there because of weather.
I see talent look like you filling out your roster right now. You're doing it right. You really are. Okay, I thought you was kidding.
Oh, you thought I was playing? No. Okay. Nothing but money on the back. That's money. That's money, man.
All right. Let's move to the NBA, man, because I saw an article this morning on Sports Illustrated, man. They were saying it looks like the Lakers have no choice, and they're going to have to stick with Russell Westbrook with this team they have right now. They have no trade offers from anybody who's responded. We've been talking about Russell Westbrook and the Lakers trading away. I don't think we even contemplated that Russell Westbrook was not going to be in the Lakers. Now I think we might have to. What's your thoughts on this, man? Russell Westbrook being stuck on the Lakers, T. What you think?
I just can't see it, man. I can't see it. Sometimes quiet, like silence, it says a lot. You don't hear nothing, but that silence is deafening. And I think
Yep.
the silence that we're getting out of LA, I mean, just even between the players, like the silence, like this is the world of social media and cameras everywhere and clips everywhere. This is way too silent, Frank, for him to be comfortably staying a Laker, I think. I think the silence is deafening. And I think that the reason mum's the word is because they don't want to jinx themselves. Whatever they're working on, whatever they're thinking about doing, that's what you do. When you're superstitious, you be quiet. You don't want to jinx yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to jinx what's on the table. I think he's gone. I don't see him staying.
All right, Fig, throw your 2 cents in there because honestly, I don't think he's leaving because the coach spent a lot of time in it with him. I don't think he's leaving. What's your take,
Franklin? LeBron James got a better chance of growing the afro than Russell Westbrook being on this team for the whole season. Hey, listen, if you don't have offers, here's the thing that you have to consider. What is Russell Westbrook going to be in a locker room with a player like Pat Bev? Now, nobody is Russell, to his credit, he's never gotten the rap of being a bad teammate. But you're on a team where LeBron James is clearly your leader. They're not getting along. They're not super friendly. He's on a team with Pat Beverly where they've been arch enemies ever since Westbrook was in OKC. Just the locker room chemistry alone is going to be impacted with those players in the same locker room, whether Russell Westbrook players or not. It would be in your best interest. You're going to have to pay him anyway. It would be your best interest to pay him and just let him go. You're not getting off his salary because ain't nobody else picking it up. There's no other NBA team that's picking up Russell Westbrook's salary. You might as well pay him and just let him go. That's the best you could do. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then see if your team could build some kind of cohesiveness and chemistry. Because what is he going to do that he has not done his entire career? Russell Westbrook last year was the same Russell Westbrook that we've seen his entire career. He's always been that same dude.
All right. And other NBA news, Lonzo Ball got hurt last year.
Again? Oh, last year.
Last year. And because of that injury, they're expecting him to not even start at the beginning of this year for Chicago. He's going to miss training camp right now because that injury seems to be a lot worse than they reported. I guess the question to you, T, is how are you thinking Chicago's chances are now since Lonzo Ball? Because when Lonzo Ball got hurt, Chicago was number one in the Eastern Conference when he got hurt. Right. You know what I mean? They were doing some things with DeRozan. They were just doing some things. Once he got hurt, it derailed their whole season, I think. But if they had him in the lineup, they could have made some noise in the plaplayoffs. So what you think about him missing the beginning of the season and ultimately coming back mid-season?
Here's the thing, in the word of Fig, first of all, there goes the cohesiveness. There goes the cohesiveness in that unit. It's sad because I'm not going to front. Like, it took a while because of all the melee the father was stirring up. And you kind of, when you dislike what somebody's doing and how they're going about it, it makes you kind of frown upon or not really give the players their props. The Ball brothers, they're actually good. They actually could be, they have all the potential in the world. Sky's the limit with their talents, but it's sad to see this guy, going through this right now. That must be a hell of an injury. I think sometimes they don't tell you how bad it really is. Because that was last year, bro.
Yeah, or he got hurt and they didn't tell us ultimately and originally how bad the injury really was.
That's what I'm saying. They hardly ever, they do that a lot. They withhold.
Yeah. I'm nervous for that, brother. What you think, Fig? What's your take?
Chemistry is a hell of a thing. But it's not all about Ball. It's about DeRozan. What are you talking about? This guy is the one that's most important to Chicago's team. The DeRozan. He's a Meshuggah. No, man. Listen, it's terrible for Ball, Lonzo Ball. Pause. And not to be healthy again, man. You know what I mean? It's like Ball's a very clearly the balls are very sensitive. You know what I mean? They seem to get injured a lot if you don't protect them.
If you don't protect them.
Here we go.
He's getting silly.
Hey, the balls need to play with a football cup on because they always get injured, man. These dudes. Lonzo Ball, LaMelo, LaJello.
All right, so
all these dudes, they get injured, man. So you got to protect them, man. But if this kid could come back towards the beginning, middle of the season, I think Chicago will be good because he's a really good point guard, man.
Okay, so let me throw this next week. You know how we're gonna do either or, because I love doing these either ors all the time. I got to get these either ors in real fast. We talked about football. We talked about baseball. We talked about basketball. Actually, we didn't talk about baseball. I'm gonna see if we get to baseball in a second. But I got Kawhi Leonard right now. I'm looking at Kawhi Leonard at the height of his career, not injury prone and everything else. And I'm looking at Giannis, and I'm sitting there trying to say, who would I pick? So who would you take, T, if you got Giannis or you got Kawhi Leonard? And both of those dudes are healthy right now, and they sitting on the bench. And you get ready to pick either one of those dudes. Who you taking?
Well, I think I would go with. They're both dope, but I think I would end up picking Giannis, and for my reasoning for that is simple. A franchise always looking to build around something. We watched Kawhi slowly come into who he is today, but Giannis from the gate, you knew we could build around this guy. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't say that about Kawhi from the gate. You know, so they both had great stellar careers. They both got the chip. Both became leaders of their franchises. But I would edge out with Giannis because of the beginning. Like I said, seeing what you can see right away means you have a better shot at getting multiple chips than the other way around.
Well, I would have to disagree with you because Giannis was drafted 15th when he came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but when he got on the floor, though, Frank, we seen, even though Milwaukee wasn't really doing smack out the gate, we seen the potential right away.
Yeah, but I think everybody was surprised. I think everybody was more surprised with Kawhi's acceleration than they were Giannis. Like Giannis is like we already knew Giannis was going to be good, but nobody saw Kawhi coming at being that good. I don't think anybody saw that. I don't know. I don't even remember what I thought. I just remember seeing him come at being that good. But Fig, who would you take? You got.
I would go with Giannis too, man.
That wasn't your question. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Oh.
No, that's not your question.
No, you said who would you take? I thought it was the same question.
Yeah, no. Who would you take with Clyde Drexler or Scottie Pippen? Both of those dudes at the height of their career. Both of those dudes not having an injury. Both of those dudes literally, just winning an NBA championship, and they both sitting there on the sideline. Who would you take?
I'm gonna take Scottie.
And
the only reason I'm looking at Scottie is, my thing is defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Scottie definitely played. He played extremely good defense, man. Scottie was long. Pause. He's a tall defender, and he disrupt. He disrupt a lot of plays just because of his height. Right. You know what I mean? And then he could score. Scottie, I don't think people realize what Scottie was or whatever and stuff like that because he played with one of the greatest of all time or the greatest of all time in some people's eyes, in Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan was so good, he sort of overshadowed what Scottie, really was or what Scottie really could be. So, I like Scottie's game because he played both sides of the ball more so than Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler was a offensive juggernaut.
Clyde had D. Clyde had D.
Yeah. You think Clyde had D comparable to Scottie?
Yeah, Clyde had D.
Yeah. I think they both played the same.
Okay, all right.
T, who would you take? We talk with the best feet. Like these dudes, both of these dudes got some really good feet. They got really good feet moves down low. Everything else.
First of all, I'm not a foot man, son.
Tim Duncan and his moves to the basket, or Akeem Olajuwon and his moves to the basket?
Oh, that's a good one, yo. You've been up all night.
No, I haven't really. Just
You've
can't.
been up all night. That's pretty good, Frank. You pulled that motherfucker. That's woo.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. It's hard for me to go against the big fundamental. Damn. But then you got to factor in. This is, other than swimming, this Tim Forte. Tim was a great swimmer, but he played a lot of basketball. Where you got Olajuwon, who was a soccer player,
Right?
Who learned this game in real time. Like, that's amazing. I always said that about Olajuwon. That alone is so amazing to learn this game and play at that level in real time. The rest of these kids played as little kids, AA, you know what I'm saying, AAU, and middle school, high school, college. That's tough, man. Damn. I'm gonna have to edge out the big fundamental and go with Elijah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
You can't just say it right like that. That just broke my heart.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Okay, I understand. You can't go wrong with either pick. You know what I mean? You can't go wrong with either. That's one of the picks you can't go wrong with.
You know what? I like Olajuwon too, and you know why? Olajuwon moves made other people look stupid. Like Tim played, but Olajuwon made people, they were flying all in the air trying to. He made people look really silly.
But Fig,
find me some more.
I didn't ask you that, Fig.
Find me some more 7-footers that could kiss off the glass like that. They can't.
Yeah.
He had a nice touch.
That's his answer. That's his answer to his question. Your answer to your question needs to be who? We got Ray Allen sitting there, and you got Steph Curry. At the height of Ray Allen's career, when he was lights out, or Steph Curry at the height of his career when he's shooting lights out. Who you taking?
I'm taking Curry because chicks love the long ball. No, I'm going with Steph Curry because Steph Curry's the way that Steph Curry shoot and the distance and the accuracy that he shoots the threes, man, he literally changed the game of basketball. And you know what? People is very underrated with Steph Curry. People think that's all he does. If you pay close attention to Steph Curry, he'll take you off the dribble and take you to the hole. You know what I mean? And people don't realize that. Now he's not athletic where he's going to the hole. He's gonna be dunking the ball and stuff like that. But he has enough touch and enough finesse that he can get his shot off in the paint amongst the trees and still be able to score at a high clip inside the paint.
But you wouldn't be wrong. You wouldn't be wrong if you said that Ray Allen started that coming off the pick, like he perfected it along with Reggie Miller. But you wouldn't be wrong with saying that Reggie Miller and Ray Allen took it to another level too, coming off that pick with the shot and everything else. Now, there's one thing I don't think nobody talks about between Ray Allen and Steph Curry. Ray Allen wasn't given the permission like Steph Curry. Like Steph Curry got permission in this new
NBA. Get a green light. Yeah.
Anywhere. Ray Allen could have hit those same shots too. He just was he was sticking with the plays, whatever the plays were called, I think. You know what I mean?
You know what? I would ask this. I know Steph Curry's numbers across the board, 50, 40, 90. So he shoot 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from the free throw line. That's Steph Curry's stat line, 50, 40, 90. Yeah. I wonder if Ray or Reggie Miller has that stat line like Steph Curry. With the volume, and the volume of shooting that Steph Curry does.
I know how you can find out.
Google it.
Thank you very much. There you go. That's how you find out. So anyway, we got to get ready to wrap up because the show's getting ready to roll up out of here. Yeah. We got
it goes much smoother with just that.
It does. From now on, since you are the only one who always asks what I ask you, I'm just sending the link to you all since and everybody else.
It's much smoother, man. We're not held up by Dave's antics, right? We don't have to talk and give a therapy session for Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God!
We don't have to put tea on the kettle for Rodney.
I'm gonna ask you right now. Who's this?
Rodney. You didn't hear what I just said? We ain't got to put no tea on for Rodney. Look at this.
Oh yeah, the show's on. Oh yeah, I'm on the show.
Get a pot of coffee.
But that's what happened when you do 1,000 shows a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're doing really well. So tomorrow we got to talk about more of the NFL, pick out some more games. I want to find out on your bet sheet, T, who you got for $1,000 on. You know what I mean? Because you got $1,000.
I can tell you right now.
He just told you the Jets.
I tell you right now.
I said somebody else.
Here's my 5 pick, $1,000. I got the Jets who are getting 7 points. I got the Bengals and 49ers who are -7. They're giving out 7. And the last 2 is the Packers and the Titans, 3 points.
Wow. Well, on the bright side, if you win $5,000 on by Monday morning. You'll be a very happy man.
No, if that ticket hits, it's 10-1, so that's $10,000.
Excuse me.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
If that 5 pick hit, that's $10,000, and you'll know if it hit because I won't be here.
Yeah, I get that.
Why you gonna leave us for 10 G's, man? What's the matter with you?
I'm mad petty, Fig. I'm like the little baby. I'm mad petty. I'm in the streets.
Well, y'all, that's the show. We're gonna be back tomorrow. That's talent. That's Fig. I gotta see if my button sticks. We're gonna
Pause.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Pause.